folks. Helper Gal here. It is 12:51 a.m. September 26th, 2020. I don't normally do sessions at night. I've been I keep forgetting, I keep putting my session off, and I know that I need one. Um and also I have not been feeling very well physically. It has nothing to do with the Fisher Wallace device. It has something to do with something else, and I'm not sure what it is exactly, but I feel, um, it's odd. I've been feeling for the last couple of days very dizzy and lightheaded and kind of faint and kind of confused and lethargic and thirsty, and I look up all of my symptoms, and everything kind of seems to point to my having like diabetic symptoms. And I've always, you know, said blah blah blah. I have blood sugar issues, yada yada yada, and I've had blood sugar issues since I was a small child. Um, and it was in addition to, or seemed to go hand in hand with my developmental issues that I've had since I was a small child. Not because of, but in addition to, I guess. Um, and well, perhaps I should not continue to ignore these weird symptoms. These, like, I've been feeling hypoglycemic. My tongue was kind of ashy, and uh, it, I've been excessively unfocused, no matter what, and just sort of anxious and listless, and um, but the clincher has been I get tingling in my fingers and sometimes in my toes, and it's been a bit more pronounced recently. Um, I've gotten episodes of it occasionally in the past, and I ignore it because it goes away. But lately, it's been rather more pronounced than normal, and so I'm thinking I should go to a doctor and see if I'm not perhaps somewhat diabetic or something like that. And I guess it goes hand in hand. I mean, I'm not completely sedentary, and I don't just eat a bunch of junk food. I don't eat a whole bunch of sugar, or I don't think I do. Um, I do have some. Oh boy, look who we have here. We have a guest on. We have a guest on the Helper Gal show. It's Grizzy Cat. Oh, Grizzy Cat. I guess I can. Hello, Grizzy. Say hi to the camera, Grizzy. This is Grizzy. I've introduced her on my other channel before, but I think those videos are set to private. Grizzy is is the greatest cat who ever lived, and she's an older lady cat, and she's an obsessive groomer, and she's a rescue cat. You can see her ear is clipped because she was fixed and treated. She was neutered, and she was spayed as a feral and released. But she's obviously not a feral cat. She is obviously extremely tame and extremely affectionate. And I've had her for about 4 years. And my guess when we got her was that she was about 8 years old, but I could have been wrong. So she would be about 12 now, perhaps, or older, or younger. We don't know because. And she's allergic to fleas, and I love her very, very much. She's the best cat ever. Yes, she is. And she must know that I'm filming. All summer long, she's been an outdoor cat, and now that it's gotten just a tiny bit cooler outside, she has come inside because she likes it to be very, very warm. So it's gotten just a teensy bit cooler, and all of a sudden she wants to be inside, and she's extremely affectionate and clingy all of the time, and I adore her fiercely. She has some funny, interesting, neurotic little habits that make her special. Uh, she's because she's had a hard life. Yes, she has. But she's extremely affectionate and extremely gentle and kind towards other animals, usually. Uh, but I do not know what we would do without the Grizzy Cat. Anyway, as I was saying, uh, yes, this general horrible, uh, relentless, just listlessness and complete inability to focus, worse than normal, and just sort of an anxious, dizzy feeling has been plaguing me, and I've been too distracted to do my treatments, so that's why I'm doing it now. And I don't normally do a treatment this close to bed. In fact, I have found that when I do treatments late in the evening, it can sometimes make it hard for me to go to sleep. And I'm hoping that's not the case this time. I'm hoping that uh, it's not a case where I do this and then it gives me more energy than I've had all day, and it's 12:58, and I have to try to figure out a COVID style birthday party tomorrow for a 10-year-old, and uh, I'm not very good at planning things, so I'm not really been in charge of planning it, but I'm going to be uh, having to participate, and so it's important that I have my anxiety under control before I have to do that. And I know that yesterday uh, I went out with, or on Thursday I went out with my parents, and I started having an anxiety attack in the in the in the Goodwill. Maybe it wasn't as pronounced as I'm accustomed to having, but I had to get out of there fairly quickly, and yeah. So, but nothing like the anxiety I used to have, which was much worse. Yes, I've had. Let's see, example of a ancient pre Fisher Wallace anxiety attack would be uh oh, like I went to a school recital and I was so sensitive to the noise that even though I took a Valium before the event, I just couldn't calm down, and I was on the verge of hyperventilating, and the sounds were so loud that uh, it, it it caused me just extreme emotional and physical stress, and I ended up kind of with a perforated eardrum, which I probably gave myself just from not being able to relax because I was reacting so fiercely to the piercingly loud noises of this school auditorium, uh, and so, but and just that's kind of an extreme example, but in general, uh, you know, anxiety is a thing that I just have a lot of, and it's uh, and I've not had so much anxiety since I've been using this device. Honest to goodness, I swear. Um, and I've not had emotional deregulation the way that I'm accustomed to. I don't have nearly the the I'm not nearly as sensitive to things as I am accustomed to being. Uh, so, but I have been uh, trying to manage this like crazy, dizzy, weird feelings that I'm hoping that I'm not, and vision problems, and it has nothing to do with this. I'm certain, um, but I'm concerned that I might have diabetes. So uh, I will try to go to the doctor next week, and I will report back on whether or not my concerns are founded. Uh, yes. And once again, you know, I've always been, well, I've been slightly overweight since I was a kid, but I'm not morbidly obese. And, I am 45. And, at least I don't perceive myself to be morbidly obese. And I am 45 years old, and I'm not completely sedentary, but I'm not like a exercise maniac either. I ride my bike and I walk, and I don't eat like fast food diet all the time. I'm moderately sensible, especially when I'm on my own, as I've been around for the last couple of weeks. I've been by myself most of the time, and all I eat are bean and cheese burrito, or organic whole foodsy microwave burritos, which does not. I know that doesn't sound healthy, but I also eat salads and things like that. So yes, but and I don't drink big sodas and things like that. Um, but it's only the last couple of days that I've been feeling this particularly off kilter. Though I think that I go through these phases quite a lot without paying attention to them, and I might go ahead and pay attention to this one, uh, because it might be a good idea, and it could be something to do with like my body's electrolytes, or something to do with my hormones being out of whack since I'm 45, as I said, and so it could be something like that. And I guess I should go see a doctor and figure out what on earth is going on with me. Uh, it seems like a sound thing to do. I went to a chiropractor last week. I promise I'm not trying to make going to doctors a habit, but there are many, many, many years when I could have or should have gone to the doctor when I didn't, because I didn't have insurance, stuff like that. And also, the rigmarole of finding a doctor for certain things, even with insurance, can be very, very difficult, and or has proven to be extremely difficult in the past. Um, Partially because of my severe executive dysfunction, and partially because, well, I the last time I had insurance, for some reason, there were no doctors in my area who accepted my insurance. It was completely absurd. I finally found a doctor who did, and uh, and they said they did, and then they figured out, oh no, we don't take your insurance. Go find another doctor, and that was several years ago. And then I went through a long period of time without insurance, and now I have insurance for this window of my life. Um, uh, so I should get things taken care of. That's what my husband has advised. 'Cause, while I have insurance, I should get my various issues taken care of, and that is, yes. So, I am doing that. So I will probably find a doctor to see, and maybe they can test my blood sugar and figure out what on earth is going on with me. Uh, I'm not sure how long a person can go without being diagnosed, uh, and have diabetes and just not know it. But it does happen, and it 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 remains to be seen as to whether it would be, if I do have it, if it would be type 1 or type 2. Um, 'Cause I tend to be, um, I think, low blood sugary. I tend to be hypoglycemic, and I've had episodes of being hypoglycemic since I was a small child. I would get all loopy in class, and the teacher would send me to to the the cafeteria to get a cookie so I could calm down. So I guess that would be type 1. Uh, I'm really not entirely versed on the whole thing, or it might be more complicated than that. It could be that blood sugar swings in both directions. I know that if I eat sweets, sometimes they cause my blood sugar to spike, and I get it's a very unpleasant feeling, and I'll get very tired. Like my, but maybe that I get them confused. The whole thing is very confusing to me, no matter how much I try to read about it. And I wasn't going to spend this entire uh, session petting my cat and talking about uh, diabetes and my complete ignorance of it. Um, I was going to demonstrate some ukuleles, which is uh, my eternal obsession. Um, so I'll probably end up, if I can't sleep, I'll probably do a demo on my other channel uh, about where I compare my Enya Nova Acoustic Plus side by side with my Lava U. I am privileged enough to own both of those, and I might go ahead and do that. Yes, and I am sorry for tearing up. It's just an example of my having needed to do a session for a while, but just not getting around to doing it, and I definitely need to stay more on top of it. I've been busy doing homeschool and things like that, and I hate doing homeschool. I'm so bad at it, and I just, I'm the most useless home remote learning helper parent ever. Uh, I get overwhelmed by all the talking on the screen for the Zoom classes, and uh, I'm just, I get, I get, if I were a student in that in doing remote learning, uh, under those circumstances, if I were the kid that I was when I was a kid, which was I had a lot of issues, I would be very unhappy and uncomfortable doing remote learning uh, the way that I've been seeing it done. Though perhaps part of it is because it's it's immensely confusing, and so much time is spent on the technical issues of figuring out where to put or classes links to classes not working, and just uncomfortable Zoom meetings for long periods of time, and just technical difficulties and things like that that it seems like it's a hindrance to actual learning, though the classroom experience can also hinder actual learning as well if it's not sensory friendly. And I've been just not been finding uh, the remote learning to be very sensory friendly for me, though, and yeah. So if I were a kid, if I were the way that I was when I was a kid today, I would most likely have some kind of a special class or something that I would be in that didn't exist when I was a kid. That would probably, hopefully, exist now, because nowadays there are more accommodations for people with, you know, uh, 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 you know, issues that I have. I used to. I'm rambling, and my session should be over soon. Oh, it just ended. Okay, well, you sat through. If you made it this far, which you probably didn't, then you sat through a whole session with me rambling about diabetes and remote learning. And thank you for putting up with me. And I hope you have a pleasant uh, day or evening, and right now it is 1:11, and I have to post that because I have to post all of the times when the numbers are the same. Oh, thank you. I gotta do that right now. Oh, dang! It flipped to 1:12. I'll post it anyway. 1, 2. Post. Yeah. Bye-bye.